Good Sunday morning, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here. We're tracking the storm system, which is over us right now. We had one wave of rain move through into eastern North Carolina, but we've got more rain on the way. It's not over yet. This is the larger system. I'm going to loop this a couple of times to kind of show you how things are evolving here, because what's really interesting is the first batch of precipitation is kind of shifted off, but we've got another batch here, and it looks like a wave of low pressure is going to form like this and then move along the front later today. So we still got a lot of moisture that's got to move in as we go into the afternoon hours. I'm not sure why our radar's not moving, but you got to get the idea. All this mess is going to be pushing off to the north and east pretty quickly as we go into the afternoon and evening hours. And what's really interesting on the backside, probably starting as soon as late afternoon, we're going to see a switch over to some snow in the higher elevations. So let me quickly show you the severe weather outlook today, because that's really important. We'll turn off the radar just briefly. You can see most of our area in the low risk, but you see the medium risk for the eastern part of the state. Remember yesterday I talked about that was the area I was worried about? And sure enough, that's where the medium risk is today. And there is a medium risk down here where there's currently actually a tornado watch in effect for parts of southern Georgia and the Florida panhandle. So let's get into the Futurecast. That's going to be everything we're talking about, the timing of this, how you can plan around it, and when we're going to see the cold air kind of move in. All right, so let's get right into this. We're going to kind of show you how this unfolds here. This is a look at 10 a.m. on our Futurecast. You can see eastern North Carolina, this area will watch for severe storms, but along this line in east, we could see some development. In the western part of the Carolinas, we're already seeing the cold air move in, and we've already had a batch of rain, so it's probably going to use up any thunderstorm fuel we had. But you can see along this line in east, so there's a little break between the lines. This is where we possibly could see maybe another uptick in the activity. So right in here, and then with these storms, and as this line, this is like the leading edge of the colder air pushes east, that's where we'll see the potential for maybe some strong storms. So this is 1 o'clock. We'll go to 2 o'clock, go to 3, 4, 5. So you see these storms out here. This is all going to be back in the cold air. I'm not really worried about this. I'm more worried about this stuff out here that you see off to the east. We'll go to 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So I know a lot of people are, hey, we have evening plans, maybe a Christmas parade this evening. There's going to be a resurgence of moisture tonight, and it doesn't look like the really main batch of rain gets out here until early on Monday morning. Notice the changeover to snow in the mountains. So for folks in the mountains, just a little quick update there. I think 4 or 5 o'clock is probably looking like the start time for the snow, and it's going to be heavy. It's going to go from rain to snow like that, and it's going to be coming down. It might not last long, but boy, it's going to be efficient. Inch and a half an hour, maybe more than that. You see that batch of rain moving through. Here we are, 11 o'clock tonight, midnight. Here it's Monday morning. We're in the cold air, so even though it's pouring rain in Winston-Salem, Charlotte, and Columbia, boy, the temperatures are going to be cooling off quickly here. That rain pushes east, just cold enough that you see the guidance is trying to hit it, maybe some wet snowflakes mixing in around Salisbury to Greensboro. I don't think that would happen, but I'm not going to be shocked either, especially if the cold air can get in here. Cold air chasing moisture doesn't always work out here, but if there's enough cold air coming in quick enough, it could be a quick little burst before it moves out, and then you see it's gone. So let's loop this, and again, this is for the rest of today into Monday. It's in and out fairly quickly. Let's talk about the severe weather risk real quickly, though. The tornado parameter that I show you quite often, I'm actually going to move the map up here a little bit just so you can see it. You can see the tornado parameter right here to scale. We go into the afternoon hours. Right there is probably the highest I see it, close to Charlotte. And then look at the sporadic areas, but look as the front pushes east. There are some 1 and 2s in there, so we're not out of the woods yet. That's like I said, west or east of I-77, definitely potential. There's no worries here. And again, right in here, there's a little burst, and then out here. So just keep your guard up today in central and eastern North Carolina. I think those are the areas that I would be most concerned about for a quick spin up. Let's look at the rotation tracks just to be safe. So we're looking at those helicity tracks, and already you can see there's some showing up there, but nothing surface-based yet, so we're not worried about that. But watch as the main line comes in this afternoon. You can see the area right in here. These are, you see some, you go, oh, there's rotation. What I'm looking for is these longer ones that are getting up in the 30, 40 meters per second squared. So those right there around Raleigh, and then those out there, those are the ones that are a little more concerned. Then they'll go up into southeast Virginia, the tide. So that would be an area to keep an eye on this afternoon from around, let's say, Asheboro up to Norfolk. That's an area to keep a close eye on if we're going to see. That's when the low pressure along the front kind of moves into the area. Real quickly, we'll look at the snowfall as well, possibly in the mountains. All right, so here's a quick look at the snowfall from the same guidance, the high resolution rapid refresh. We'll go to the mountains. You can see quick, maybe 1 to 2. Some areas could see 3 to 4, but yeah, the guidance is still trying to tell us we might see a quick dusting here. Less than an inch, it looks like, but that'll be something to watch. The NAM, which is always crazy with snow and precipitation, had this for a while, but now that the short range rapid refresh is showing that, that's something to keep an eye on. But just to highlight the mountain areas, and I'll go in here real quickly. There's a few of these areas are like 3 inches. You can say up towards Sugar and Beach, you're looking at 2 to 3. Blowing Rock, around 2 inches. Boone, maybe an inch or 2. Howard's Knob, you go over to the Smoky. So this kind of gives you a general idea of the amounts of snow that could fall. And then we'll go to the area from Salisbury North. So this, half an inch. This is all less than an inch. It's like measurable barely. Probably going to be wet. So I wouldn't put too much stock in that, but that is an interesting thing to keep an eye on. So we'll keep an eye on the forecast this afternoon. I will post updates throughout the afternoon. Let me turn this off real quick and show you what's happening right now, just so you have a real good idea. That's a current look at where everything is. I'll turn the severe weather watches and warnings on. And you can see, this stuff back to the west, we're still watching it very carefully. This is going to build in. But areas out here, again, that severe weather outlook today, we'll pop that up real quickly, and I'll show you. Still low risk here, but medium risk towards the coast. So make sure you're staying tuned. Make sure you have your phone charged up today, especially in central and eastern North Carolina. We don't want to see what happened in Tennessee yesterday. It won't certainly be that widespread, but some pretty devastating tornadoes, and that's the same system that's going to be over us today.